Take me to church.
Take me to church.
Yeah, it is. Hey guys, Robert here with the Piston Slap channel, and today we are in Owyhee, Idaho. You might recognize this if you follow me. We were here 2-3 years ago on one of the Moto Idaho roads challenges. Sorry. Yeah, we hooked off here to the right on this Backman Grade Road or whatever, and went up over that mountain over there and out to Triangle, and oh, what a good, that was one of my more favorite videos from last year. Anyway, we are going to Doyle's Cabin today, and yeah, so that's going to be the beginning of our moto vlog. We came out on Poison Creek is actually where we're at right now. I'm actually running nav today because we're hitting a bunch of stuff out through the desert. We're going to go to a Titan missile base today. Pretty cool. That's going to be a different video, so for you that got all excited about the Titan missile base, sorry, you're going to have to come back on the next video or the one in between that. Who knows? Depends on how many uploads are. Today is the 17th or 18th, I don't know, it's Saturday, April something Saturday. And the 15th, our governor revisited the stay-at-home order, and he said we're going to keep it in effect till the 30th or till the end of the month, basically. But there is encouragement to get out and recreate. So for those of you that are like, you know, the medical system is all tied up and we need to respect that, and you shouldn't be riding, well, governor says we should be getting out and recreating. This is what I do for recreating and riding four-wheelers and camping and all that stuff, and they want us to be out camping to get away from each other, and that's the key thing, to get away from each other, but also be safe about it. I've talked about this in the past about, you know, use your head, don't be doing, you know, unnecessary risk. While I do agree riding a motorcycle is more risky than just walking down the sidewalk. Yeah, and let's just kick that habit and move on to what's going on today. I was hoping this was a dirt road, and maybe it was at one time, but it isn't today. Today it is paved, which sucks. I was really hoping for it. When I built the route, my buddy that's following me was like, hey, how many miles of dirt? And I said, I don't know, about 100. And yeah, if it turns out like this, there ain't gonna be maybe 40 miles of dirt road. So yeah, what's new in the world with you guys today? Drop a comment in the comment section below about what's going on in your life, how you're holding up. It's nothing much has changed on my end other than my work schedule. They make us work 12 hours a day, which, you know, that day 3 on the 12-hour shift is really, really rough. Holy cow. But, you know, those that do it, you know, where you work a solid 3, that's rough. I feel your pain. So, location-wise, where's Owyhee, Idaho? If you don't want to look it up, and you want to rely on me to tell you, southwest Idaho. This is the southwest Idaho desert. This is what it looks like out here. It's high desert, a lot of nasty scrub brush, and weeds on the ground, or grassland, I guess you could call it, almost grassy. I don't care for it. I know you guys are probably like, what? How could you not care for it? Looks like we got a little bit of like a pond or a reservoir off to our left here. I don't know what it is. It's not on our route today, so I don't want to deviate because I kind of got in trouble. I told them, I was like, yeah, 6 hours is what it should take me to do this route. And, or or 6 hours for my last one, and it took me like 7.5. And yeah, I got a little bit of a butt chewing, so I don't like it. You know, I just like to be able to be like, oh, you're home early or whatever. Maybe that's my fault as an adventure writer or a person that goes out saying it should be. I should just automatically add 2 to 3 hours. Or maybe she needs to learn that when I say I'm going to be gone for 6 hours, just add 4 more hours on it. Yeah, there's a dog in the road. Oh, I didn't know if it was dead or not. I was like, oh, that sucks. And it got up. What a place to take a nap, though. It's probably nice and warm. Oh, looks like we're coming up on our turn. Shows it to be here. Owyhee cutoff. Oh, look at that. It's dirt. So we're going to do the tiger thing. You know what that means? We're going to push the button. It's not wore out yet, I promise you. Oh, look at that. Oh, so nice. That's a nice bike you got there, mister.
I know it.
It's like bringing a Corvette to an off-road. Or not a Corvette. That's totally wrong. It's like buying a Cadillac Escalade. The Platinum Escalade. 100 grand and then taking it down a dirt road. I gotta get my legs under me. It's kind of noodly out here. It's a nice dirt road. But yeah, so this is the Owyhee cutoff road. If you guys are following along. It doesn't look like much of being out in the middle of nowhere when you look over to your right here and there's a farm. But I've never been out here, and that's the idea, is to just kind of get out and check it out, see what's cool. So yeah, so let's talk a little bit about something that's not motorcycle related. My little brother got me into stock marketing and stuff like that. So those of you that are like, oh, what's that? Or anyway, I got online, created an account and everything, and then from there I fell off my bike almost. No, yep, we're still on the right road. I bought some stock in Ford Motor Company, even though I'm not a Ford guy. It was cheap. I had like $10, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy some Ford stock. And yeah, I bought that and watched it for a little bit, and it's grown a little bit. And then I put a couple more dollars into Carnival, which seems to be making the news quite a bit. And at first I was a little worried because they were talking about bankruptcies and stuff, you know, just the typical stuff that scares people because of what's going on with Carnival and the current situations today. And then I saw like some Saudi Arabian company. I should know who they are, but honestly I don't care. But they bought like $500,000 in shares in Carnival. So that tells me if the Saudis are willing to spend that kind of money on Carnival, it's either $500,000 or $500 million. It's one or the other. It was a lot. It was a lot of money. But yeah, they bought a boatload of Carnival. Like it was 9% or 11% of the actual company. And so that kind of made me feel a little bit more comfortable about my purchases with Carnival, because their shares were, at the time, they were quite expensive when I was looking at them, and then I kind of got them at about, I think, $12 a share. So, you know, and it's still, I don't want to lose my $12. But then again, you shouldn't be buying stocks if you're not willing to lose your money. It's kind of like gambling. You know, if you're not willing to lose it, you shouldn't be doing it. And then what else? Oh, not Marathon Petroleum, but their actual parent company. I only know the ticker name is MPLX. I bought a couple of them, and then of course Russia and the Saudis are having a fuel war, and so yeah, there's that. So they're having a fuel war, so that kind of drove that stock down as well. But I'm hoping in 3 to 5 years that those shares all come back up to something that I can actually be proud of having. I'm not interested in selling them or anything and trying to make money like that, but you know, maybe something to retire on down the road as I keep adding to my collection. So if you're into the stock markets and stuff like that, maybe drop down in the comments what it is you invest in as far as that. I know there's, you know, you got your 401ks and stuff like that, and you can do the like small business, large economic, or whatever. We have all these different things in 401ks, but I'm actually talking about shares. Yeah, there you go. That's a big old trailer to be back in a wash. Holy cow. That's off the grid. That's kind of cool though. Not somewhere I would take my trailer, but I'd love to, but there's no way it's going to go down a wash. 23,000 pounds in a two-wheel drive. But I guess that's why they got four-wheel drive and big trucks with 35-inch tires and mud terrain and lockers and oh yeah. Now tell me, now this is getting out there. We're getting out. We're not far enough yet, but we're moving in the general direction of where most of us like to be. So, all right. So we've covered stock markets. We've covered where we're at. We've covered where we're going, sort of. I've told you we're going to Doyle's Cabin. You can Google Doyle's Cabin on Google Maps or Doyle Mountain or something like that, and it kind of gives you the general area that we're going to be in. And if you really, really want to get spot specific on what it is I'm doing or where I'm going, Moto Idaho. I know I don't say them enough. I just say that Moto Idaho Challenge, but there's actually a website. You type in Moto Idaho and on your Google search bar there, and you will find the Moto Idaho, or I think it's called Idaho Motorcycle Adventure Riders Club. And then from there you can click on the challenge sites, list the sites. It actually brings up a kind of like a little interactive map that honestly I think it sucks, but that's just me. But then maybe it's just the web format and everything on how it's laid out. Get to sit down and sorry, didn't want to be standing and cramming the rear brake just yet. I haven't got my dirt legs under me, and it just kind of makes me a little nervous. So yeah, you can go on there. You can if you're in Idaho and you're interested in like what it is I'm doing, you can actually become a member. I think it's $20 for a year to be the member, and you get to go on all the member rides and the barbecues that we have. And I know it sounds fancy, but I think we had like one barbecue and then a little award ceremony at the beginning of the year to celebrate last year's challenge sites and stuff like that. Yeah, and we go from there. So it's one of those things that I think it will pay attention. Let's make sure Tyler's not clicking along like I am. And okay. It should be able to make that turn right with no problem. And I'm on knobs. I've got the Bridgestone Adventure Cross Battle Wing whatever tire on the rear, so, and I got that TKC 80 that I don't like very much on the front still. Yeah, so where are we at here? And there are people everywhere out here. Okay. Look back there and see a little bit of a black bike coming. So, yeah, 20 bucks for the club being a member, and then 20 bucks additional to join the challenge sites. And that's what gets us out. That's what kind of pushes you to go places you normally wouldn't go as an adventure rider. I can't say that I'd ever just make it a thing to come out this way. It's just not an area that I like. Trees, man. And you look around. Do you see any trees? There's no trees here. They're over there in that mountain. And that's where I like to be. I like to be in the mountains. But this time of year, there's white stuff up there that keeps me from going. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be cool, but it's one of these years that Mother Nature's just hanging on by a thread for winter. It's like, oh man, you feel like it's going to get warm. I mean, we're sitting at 48 today, right now. Supposed to get up into the low 60s, I believe, but that was from my home, and we're miles away from my home, so I'm hoping we actually touch 70 or 75, because I kind of want some warmer weather. I could have just stayed in Arizona, I guess, but I'm not an Arizona native anymore. Well, I am native to Arizona, I guess you could say, because that's where I was born and raised, but I'm not a resident of Arizona anymore. I'm an Idahoan. Let's get some speed. Yeah, I feel that tire biting in. Yeah, just getting a little squirrely. So a little squirrely around 90, but I like it. Oh, washboards. Give you a little bit of a shaking. Let's stand up, let the bike take the shaking, and let the knees handle it while they're still there. God knows, only in about 20, 30 years I'll probably have to get some new ones. Not the motorcycle, new knees. I don't know if this bike could last 30 years, honestly. I probably would be a little bit rough on it. So it shows we're coming up on Doyle's Cabin here in about a mile. So his cabin's out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe it's just one of those things, you know, like Doyle owned all the land out here or something. Now, my destination says back there at that road, that intersection was where Doyle's Cabin was, and that's not where Doyle's Cabin is. That's just it for the actual, like, as far as Google Maps will take you, because it doesn't recognize this as a road. Now, I may have to stop and check, but I believe Doyle's Cabin is back in here somewhere. I know that's not it, but I gotta give myself a... So these are my more preferred dirt roads. I mean, you can still see it's got some rock in it and stuff like that, but just a nice little two-track. I don't know, this is really like a really nice two-track, but this is really what I like. I could do this all day long for miles. said this morning it was a 40% chance of rain. And it was, I was looking out the window, I'm like, how in the world? I was like, I don't want to be out here, because this stuff, when it rains, it turns into like glue. And I have no interest in that. I'm not on the Tiger anyway. The DRZ, I'd be out here all day, I don't care. You know, the mud, I can just fling it off and keep going. The Tiger, not so much. It clogs up the fenders, and it just makes everything not pleasant. And the whole idea is to kind of enjoy myself, not put myself through torture. Moo cow. Oh, that was hard. So I think one of these hills around here is actually Doyle Mountain or Doyle something or other. And you think I should know because I'm the one bringing you guys out here, right? What a horrible host I have been. No information other than just telling you, hey, we're going to Doyle's Cabin. And maybe you know Doyle. Maybe it's not this Doyle, but you know, and you're like, Doyle doesn't have a cabin. I've been trying to plan rides every weekend, just trying to bang them out, get it done before I get to the end of summer like every year and go, dang it. You know, because that's what happens. I get to the end of the year and it's like, oh man, all these places I want to go still, and there's no time left to go. And it's not that I run out of time, it's that the weather doesn't cooperate. You just can't ride in 6 foot of snow, and you can't ride on icy roads and make it enjoyable and safe. And usually I get a window of like 4 hours to ride, and it's like sometimes it's like I can't do it. I can't make a 300-mile trip in 4 hours. I just can't do it. Not when you're driving on conditions like this. I mean, I could if I was sponsored by Red Bull and I was doing it for a prize or something like that, and I didn't have anything else other than an income from them saying, you know, hey, you need to be like super awesome and come up with, you know, like some kind of challenge. There's something over there, like a vein or something in the mountain. Sorry. Getting kind of powdery. It's actually hard to see the terrain. Yeah, I know I said I wanted to turn the camera off, but my goodness, that is beautiful. Part of me wishes that I could just like take a couple weeks off work, run a BDR and all that stuff. So, but the other part says, you know, right now with what's going on in the world, probably not a good time to be running a BDR. Oh, maybe that is it. I don't remember that being. Now that's a cluster of trees, and there's a road right there. Is that the road to Doyle's Cabin? I think it was. Let's see here. I think that's it.
If in doubt, I'll stop.
Okay. The beauty of this is it looks like it's sandy on the other side. Oh, you mother... might be the better idea than sand. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Something wood right there. How far is it?
It should be right in here somewhere.
Well, there's a wood structure right there.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Oh yeah, it's right there to my left. That must be his cabin.